Welcome to Tisbury Electric Car Club, a new exciting project from NADA Community Energy. So who are we? On the NADA Community Energy Subboard responsible for the project, we have Alan Marion Davis, Margaret Poole, Jamie Meldow and Sue Reed. On the project team itself, we have Gustavo Montes de Oca, Catherine Allison and myself, Julie Phillips. So, what is the project? The project's funded by Power to Change, an organisation set up by the National Lottery Fund. Power to Change has the remit to set up, grow and support community businesses in England. Our objectives are to design and pilot a rural all-electric car club, but also to develop a viable business model for a sustainable rural car club business. So what do we want to do? We want to increase people's awareness of electric vehicles. We want to improve the infrastructure locally for electric vehicles. We want to develop people's transport options. We want to lower transport costs, reduce carbon emissions, and support our community in the transition to electric vehicles. So the road to the future isn't without potholes. Originally, the project started last year and phase 1 and 2 were completed in terms of project planning and setting up the pilot. However, then came the COVID-19 lockdown and the project had to freeze until restrictions were eased. So now what we're working on is reviewing the environment locally and post-COVID-19, and then we'll move on to launch the car club. Phase 4, phase 5 next year will be to pilot the club and provide a business model and feedback to the funders. So driving forward, we're on the point of installing charging points at 2 locations in Tisbury, one at the NADA Centre at the top of the village and the other in the village car park off the avenue. We're working hard to create a comprehensive insurance policy for all our members. We're creating membership terms and conditions, and we're researching the COVID environment. So what does it mean to have a car club and drive in the time of coronavirus? We've had to take on board government regulations and complete a full risk assessment. We're keeping up to date with government policy on transition to electrification. We're looking at transport trends, particularly in relation to lockdown and the impact that COVID-19 has had. We're comparing the performance of established rural car clubs across the country. And we're doing some research on local market demand. So far, we've interviewed 66 people, and 91% of those people think that having a rural car club in Tisbury is a good idea. 77% of respondents are already on a mailing list. 47% of those who've taken part in the research have expressed an interest to join. Most people seem to like the idea because the club's all electric and it benefits the environment. But the second most popular like was a rental service in a rural environment, an additional transport option. And the most common reservation was demand, especially that it might be too high. Only 4.5% of respondents mentioned any concern over coronavirus. You can contact us to find out more. Email us at community@nadis.org.uk. You can take part in the research and you could win a 3 days hire. You can join the mailing list to keep up to date with the project. And you can express an interest in joining and qualify for early bird discounts. We're on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, so follow us. We also have our own dedicated website, www.tisburyelectriccarclub.com. Thank you for listening.